We're back.
Unfortunately.
I love how Rico only has one friend ever. The king.
Shows how much of a fucking loser he is. Anyway.
I should probably train more because I was getting my ass kicked in that last world.
Yeah. Anyway, it's been a week, which means stuff happened. We hit 69 subscribers, which means we can finally retire.
Well, we're not, because let's be honest here. This is mostly just something we do in our free time.
This is our day job. It's not.
And I'm pretty sure I've complained about my day job enough for everyone to know that.
Yeah.
Also, you're supposedly getting Kevin on Monday.
Yep. Some may be wondering, wow, can't believe Kevin was alive. I'm wondering, wow, can't believe I actually remembered to do that. Because
funny enough, when I first found out, I was like, oh wait, he actually remembered to contact you? What?
Because, I mentioned before, and because, I was thinking about doing it for a couple weeks prior, but the reason I didn't is just because I got so caught up in other stuff that I just kept forgetting to do so. Which, if you know me, does sound like something I would do. Don't blame me. And then he was like, yeah, Mondays work best for me, and I contacted, last Sunday, and I was like, you don't mean tomorrow, right? And he's like, I meant next week, and I was like, okay, good.
Which is almost certainly why you decided to continue on with the Stardew thing, because it's a significantly easier game to play. It's a very relaxing game. Let's be 100% honest here. That game is just kind of, relaxing to even look at it.
Yep. It is. So yeah. Also, happy Star Wars Day, because when this goes up, if the schedule doesn't change, this will go up on May 4th.
Oh, then actually say, happy birthday, Kevin!
Happy birthday, Kevin. I need to schedule a stupid community for that. Where's that?
Because Kevin's birthday is the 4th, and I'm not going to be able to see him for the vast majority of the day, because I have school and work.
I'm gonna get an image of that one character from Melty Blood who played on YouTube.
Nekar?
Yes, that one.
Yeah, Kevin loves that. It's his avatar in basically so many fucking things.
Perfect. I said that because I realized I accidentally scheduled the previous Kingdom Hearts episode a day ahead of time. I fixed it. Speaking of Star Wars, I have rewatched Star Wars Return of the Jedi now.
Oh, did you watch it in theaters?
I did. It lined up perfectly with my rewatch.
Yeah, because it was playing, at my theater.
Was it?
Yeah. It was playing all throughout the entirety of Friday.
It's a general release, being treated as such. So, yeah, I watched it. Remember how I said Empire Strikes Back was the best one? I take that back.
Oh, so you're one of the camp that believes the optimism of the final film is significantly better than the dreariness of Empire.
I like I don't know, episode 6. As I mentioned, as a kid, it was my favorite. It's still my favorite.
Nostalgia might be blinding you, and Ewoks might be something you're able to forget, but let's be honest here, no matter what, the original trilogy is always the best one.
Sorry, I dislike it. I still think episode 3 is better than 4. I will fight everyone on this segment.
That's a fair assessment, I'm gonna be honest here, there's a reason why there's more prequel apologists nowadays, along with the fact that the sequels were not great. And that's the fact that looking back on it, outside of, complaints about how boring politics are, which, let's be 100% honest here, with the amount of people who watch Game of Thrones, I think we can throw that fucking complaint out of the window now.
Yeah.
Something that's harder to forgive is, the romance, but that's more on, George Lucas's inability to write romance.
That is true.
And let's be 100% honest here. The fights in the prequels are significantly better than the 4th film.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say anything about the other fights, because, let's be honest here, Luke getting electrocuted while, Vader just stands there is iconic.
You know, I like after Palpatine fell down the shaft, I just turned to my sister and I was like, you know, think he learned that Force lightning always backfires on him, and she just cracked up.
You'd think he would, but he never does. It's his fucking signature too.
All 3 trilogies, it backfires on him in some form. Okay, I schedule my post. You guys can schedule those things.
And if you didn't, well, I'm guessing you never have to use them. Oh, just okay. So yeah, I watched that. I have now watched the entire prequel and original trilogies, which means the sequels are next. Good luck! The second time these assholes have initiated a duel and then bust out a 9 card.
Yeah. So, I'm going to be watching episodes 7, 8, 9. How do they compare when I watch them with the rest of the saga back to back? To back, to back, to back, to back, to back, to back, to back. I count.
Let's be honest here. No matter how bad any of those sequel films are, they're still not as boring as Attack of the Clones.
Yeah. Who knows?
Like,
maybe.
This is like the one defense I have towards the sequels. I don't care how much you hate them. You cannot defend how fucking slow that second movie was.
Because, like, dude, episode 2 was the one movie I was like.
There's a reason why whenever I think positively about the prequels, and whenever I like decide to like rewatch any of it, it's always the first and the third one.
Yeah.
I never touched the second one. It doesn't help that that's also like where Anakin and Padme's relationship is at its woodest.
Yeah, I was like, I really want to stop, but I powered through. Literally the next day, the shortest in between times I've watched the Star Wars rewatch, I booted up episode 3 on Disney Plus, and I was like, okay, yeah, this cures everything.
And if I remember correctly, isn't it also like the longest of the prequels?
It is. It was also the longest Star Wars movie in general until Last Jedi surpassed it. Who knows? Maybe I'll be in the camp that declares Last Jedi to be mankind's greatest achievement.
I wouldn't go that far.
It's not mankind's greatest achievement.
No, because if I'm gonna have to declare anything about that from Rian Johnson's work, it's gonna be Knives Out or Knives Out 2 Glass Onion. One of the two. I love both.
He wants us to do more Star Wars movies.
No.
Rian Johnson.
I'm not shocked. Like, the guy like basically got saddled with dealing with fucking J.J. Abrams' mystery box bullshit, which, by the way, never works if you've ever actually watched any of the shit that he does. It always seems interesting, and then he always fucks it up by the end.
Well, he did.
Look at Lost.
He did come to an agreement with Lucasfilm that he'll come back to Star Wars after he makes one more Knives Out movie.
Yeah, but like the thing is, like, he basically got saddled with it, then had to deal with one of the worst fans in the world, just acting like so fucking terrible about the fact that they had an Asian woman being important. Let's be honest here, that part was like never something that was okay from you guys. Like, I don't care how much you think that she was like really overdone or like really annoying or anything like that. The fact that like so much of it was around the fact that she was Asian is kind of fucked.
I didn't mind Rose.
Like the idea was basically just give Finn someone to interact with, and it worked because it's better to have someone be with another main protagonist while they're off doing a side quest than having him be completely fucking alone. Especially if that side quest is going to take up so much goddamn space in the movie.
It does take up a lot of space.
Like, that was a deliberate choice to have that entire thing take up a lot of time. So if they were going to have it take up so much time, the least they could do is have us have 2 characters like to follow instead of 1.
Well,
but like at the same time, like he basically came up with like his answers to the mystery box, which was the smart decision of saying, the mystery box is fucking stupid. I'm just gonna ignore it.
Yeah.
Because no matter what, it will never satisfy anyone. Skip to Rise of Skywalker. It didn't satisfy anyone. Did you know how many people were pissed at the idea that Rey was from a no-name family and she just happened to be born with Force powers?
I mean...
I'm sorry, but the amount of people who were complaining about that are like saying that she should have been a Skywalker or something. Excuse me, how does it feel to be so fucking wrong after she was Rey Palpatine and then Rey Skywalker?
I mean, in kind of defense, if you look at the chronological order, Anakin Skywalker is kind of the same thing.
The thing is, Anakin is like the legitimate chosen one.
Yeah.
He was born from literal like force fuckery. The guy doesn't have an actual father. Like, it's confirmed.
Yeah, I know.
It was either Plagueis or Sidious who were like directly behind his creation.
Which means Rey and Kylo Ren would have been incest if the second one was the case.
Yeah.
And that would have been really funny.
Yeah, like technically incest, but in reality, no actual blood was in there.
Yeah.
But like, same with her. Like, she's technically his Sidious's like granddaughter, but in reality, her father was a clone. So in reality, she's his daughter.
My son.
But like,
subversion of the father left to get milk trope, where it said the son leaves to get orange juice. I don't know, I tried to think of a random drink.
The son leaves because his father's an incredibly abusive asshole.
Yeah.
That's literally what happened to.
I know.
But like, the thing is, that actually made sense for the message that it was trying to pull. And that is, we are done with the whole Chosen One bullshit. At this point in time, that stuff is past. It's now time for like regular people. Which is why they had that scene where that one kid in that one side quest story was able to use the Force. Because it was showing that, yes, the Force is something that anyone who has an ability to connect to it can use. Which is accurate to the Jedi Order, but people tend to forget because they really want eugenics.
Can't wait for that kid to show up in that movie where Rey rebuilt the Jedi Order 15 years after Episode 9.
He's gonna fucking die.
I know. It's gonna be fun.
Like, I'm gonna be honest here with you guys. No matter what, I'm just not gonna watch it because in general, I've just given up on Star Wars.
I'll watch it for the sake of I'm bored. And then, I'll wait like 10 years to do the rewatch.
Like, I'm just be plain out with you guys. There's a reason why I haven't watched basically any of the new Star Wars stuff, and that's because it doesn't interest me at this point.
Yeah, nor.
Like, it could be good, but, like, I've just said, fuck it, I'm not gonna put more emphasis on Star Wars in my life. I'll talk about the stuff that I know, but I'm not about to, like, go further. Like, unlike Marvel with the MCU, it doesn't have so many good, so many good like outings that it outweighs any of the shitty new ones.
I mean,
because I'm gonna be honest here. For as much as people hate Phase 4, I still found a lot of it fun. I loved Shang-Chi. That shit was awesome.
People say they hate Phase 4 when Spider-Man No Way Home is right there, and that automatically saves it.
Yeah, just there were still good movies in that phase. Like fucking Black Panther 2 was straight up just a good movie.
Yeah. People are saying Guardians of the Galaxy 3, which comes out this Friday, is a good movie.
Look, I get that MCU fatigue is a thing, and also there are a bunch of assholes who believe that any superhero movie is just plain on garbage because it's a superhero movie.
It's popular, so it sucks.
Yeah, look at a lot of fucking directors on that front, too.
They're just sad. They're just sad that they can't get that much money.
But at the same time, it's just like... So what? I have an attachment to these characters from not only, like, the movies, but literal childhood years of just growing up with Marvel, properties.
Ironically, I just remember the reason I got into Marvel was because this online game called Club Penguin had a crossover event with the Avengers.
Because it was already owned by Disney by then.
Yeah. Yeah, and I was like, wow, that sounds pretty cool. Wait, they made whole movies out of this event? My actual mindset as a kid.
Not realizing that by then, every single movie in Phase 1 outside of Avengers was already out.
Yeah. Well, it started around... They held the event around the time Avengers was playing. Yeah. And then...
Seriously, this is the second... Is just the dual deck with these assholes that much stronger than normal?
Yeah, I guess. And then I remember the event they held after that was some of the Disney Channel series picked it up, and I don't know how to feel about that.
Well, you did have that one club. The dance club?
Dance club, yeah.
That had its own minigame, so...
That's true. Friday Night Funkin', but good.
I'm not gonna say anything because I actually like Friday Night Funkin'.
That was a joke.
Like, Lord knows if I'm any good at it, but I like just the idea of like a simple rhythm game like that just being a thing. And since Club Penguin is dead outside of like unofficial which I don't go into for a reason.
Pedophilia.
Well, not just that. I just don't trust any like fan servers when it comes to something this this used to like weird shit happening.
I remember hearing about most popular Club Penguin's private server was run by a pedophile, and I don't know why I thought that was so funny. Because people were like, "Oh, this is the best Club Penguin private server. This is my CP," and I just couldn't stop laughing. Like, I got arrested, by the way.
Good.
Disney straight up summoned the cops on that guy.
Let's be happy that the mouse used their powers of evil for good for once.
And then, and then the next year they did another Marvel takeover to coincide with Iron Man 3. Which was a movie.
It was a movie that existed.
They had Spider-Man characters in it, even though Spider-Man wasn't in the MCU. It's funny. No X-Men at all.
By then, they were deep in their hate train. Disney hates, for the longest time, it hated the X-Men.
And then they bought the X-Men.
They bought Fox, which allowed the X-Men to not be like killed off one by one slowly for the amusement of like the heads of Marvel.
Yeah.
But instead, they decided to make the X-Men the biggest assholes in the fucking Marvel universe.
Oh boy. Now,
the Krakoa era was a mistake.
And then they did. What was all their other crossovers? They did Monsters University around the time that came out. Monster University is a decent.
I was a fan too. It's not like great, but
it's not as good as the first one.
But like at the same time, it's nowhere near as bad as like the Cars 2 or anything like that.
I like Cars 2, and I will defend it.
I won't. Even as a kid when I watched it, I hated it.
Well,
the thing is, I never found Mater to be funny. Just straight up, I hated the character. When I watched Cars,
I liked it because of the spy.
I liked Owen Wilson's like the whole thing. Or like, Lightning McQueen was a character that I liked. I didn't care for Mater at all. The fact that they made the second one about Mater made me just say, no. As much as I wanted to defend this series, fuck it.
I'm pretty sure as a young kid, the only reason I liked Cars 2 more is because it had guns. Which, should say a lot.
Like, I was a kid, but I was still old enough to get some of the jokes, like the dirtier ones. And I'm gonna say the only thing that like stands out to me about that movie was that one scene where like those like girls flashed lightning.
Yeah. The next crossover was due to popular demand, the Star Wars crossover, because Disney had bought Lucasfilm less than a year earlier. People were like, isn't Star Wars too violent for kids named like Club Penguin?
I don't know. Like,
that's the full sentence.
Yeah. I don't know. Is it?
They replaced all like the laser fire with snowballs, which is funny. They still had your lightsaber duels. And they only themed it around episode 4.
Like, back then, outside of, like, the movies, which I honestly didn't think about as much as what I'm about to say, my main, like, idea of what Star Wars was like was Clone Wars. And I always viewed it as...
That's good.
And I always viewed it as something that, like, is technically, like, a kid's property, but at the same time, it was always closer to Adult Swim.
I mean, I remember it aired on Adult Swim in reruns at times.
Yeah, no, I say that because, like, anytime when they premiered that was, like, right around the time where Adult Swim, like, would have started, like, an hour later.
I remember watching...
Which is now when Adult Swim is going to start.
Yeah.
Because I think I brought this up when I was talking about My Adventures with Superman, or I don't know if I actually brought that one up.
Well, they change up the start time every now and then.
Yeah, no, they've officially decided that the start time is going to be, like, an hour early now.
Hmm.
And the major reason from what everyone could tell is, well, they obviously Adult Swim wants more of an audience.
Yeah.
But also, Cartoon Network is determined to get rid of any show that can be in any way, shape, or form, like, an action-y show, or, like, aimed at slightly older like, kids, so, like, young teenagers.
Yeah.
And just shunt it off to Adult Swim so they don't have to worry about it. Even though they already have a baby block.
I remember the last thing Cartoon Network ever aired before that baby block ever even started was Star Wars Episode 3. So someone screenshotted the scene where Anakin kills the younglings with the Cartoon Network logo on it, saying like...
The Cartoon logo, I think?
Cartoon Network. It was right before... It was like the last thing Cartoon Network aired before the Adult Swim transitions to... before Adult Swim, and then that transitioned to Cartoonito the next morning. So, someone screenshotted it as like, let it be known, this is the last thing.
But like, I'd have more an opinion on that, but I don't have, technically I guess we do have cable, but like, really it's DirecTV, and that shit doesn't have Cartoon Network.
I have Xfinity. And that's worse.
What is it?
No, well, it's Comcast, so I just said it's worse as a joke.
Look, all I know is I fucking hate the fact that I can never really watch Adult Swim or like Cartoon Network. So I just pirate everything.
Yeah.
Like that is my answer to all of that. Like, I'm gonna be honest here. I have no shame in like not pirating when straight up the only reason we don't get the channel that we used to get is because like channel fuckery. And they want us to pay more.
And then... ow.
In reality, I think it's actually because, like, fucking Comcast contract or some shit like that, but I don't care. I just refuse to, like, care. If I'm not going to be able to watch it legally, I'm going to watch it illegally. Fuck you.
Anyway. And then after Star Wars, they held a party based on everyone's favorite Disney Channel original movie, Teen Beach Movie, which I forgot existed until just now.
Which
Teen Beach? It's like a TV movie. It was like West Side Story, kinda, and then they get sucked into West Side Story.
Oh, I kind of vaguely remember this one.
Yeah. 2013. This was...
Ironically enough, the fact that I can vaguely remember it means that at some point I definitely caught like my sister watching it or something like that, because by then I'd already given up on TV.
And get this, for all the kids that grew up with Club Penguin, you would know that they would have mascot characters that would walk around so you could meet them with their autograph at certain times of day or night. They went out of their way to program 2 of the characters from the movie as actual Club Penguin characters, have them walk around and get their autograph. Because sure. They also did the same with the Shake It Up crossover. Everyone was really happy about that.
Funny enough, like everyone, you ever heard like what was done with Shake It Up? Because apparently, Bella Ford and Zendaya fucking hated each other.
I can see that.
And honestly, anytime I like look back at those clips that I remember having to watch while dealing with like channel fuckery, because honestly there was nothing better to watch, and I refused to go on to like fucking Nickelodeon at the time.
Yeah.
I just didn't want to give like SpongeBob my money. Like by then I was all in on the whole, man, all these good Nickelodeon shows get fucking destroyed thanks to SpongeBob's bullshit. Which, yeah, that's accurate still. But like, that basically made me refuse to watch Nickelodeon for a while. Like, I'd watch it for special events, but outside of that, no. It also doesn't help that they always had that stupid fucking thing. The Nickelodeon Day of Play.
Oh, that thing.
Like, the fact that these fuckers can actually say, hey, go outside and get a life, and oh, was basically what said to me, nah, there's a reason why I was always a Cartoon Network kid, fuck you.
Dude, that shit. Well, I actually remembered, the Club Penguin team hired a singer to sing a song for Club Penguin's 8th anniversary. And, he was like, what, have you ever played Club Penguin? Well, they interviewed him. They were like, okay. They were like, what was your penguin name? And I was like, and they were like, I forgot. Although my new penguin's name is Soraxis. It's a fusion of two characters in my all-time favorite game, Kingdom Hearts. Also, a little trivia. My dog's name is Sora.
I remember seeing something kind of funny while looking at Sokai pictures.
Yeah.
Like on Tumblr. Which, you know, already kind of a mistake because, like, automatically that a good chunk of that will still be, like, chock full of Sora and Riku stuff.
Yeah.
But, like, at the same time, man, sometimes I just kind of want to pick me up, and Reddit is fucking annoying to try and deal with, so. Because I legitimately like the whole romance between them, where it's basically just them being fucking idiots, like, and being incapable of actually doing anything around each other without someone getting, like, kidnapped or anything like that.
Doofus.
Yeah. Which is a lot more common than you think with canon parents. But, like, two things came up to me when I looked into this tag, because I usually don't go into this tag, because usually when I'm looking at this kind of stuff, I'm looking at other things. But Kingdom Hearts was out of my mind, so I looked into this one. Right?
Yeah.
First off, there was this actually kind of funny, joke on this, which in reality it was like basically a So Riku post, but at the same time it had the Sokai tag because of the fact that there are quite a few people who ship all three of them together.
Yep.
And this was meant to be like just a moment between these two, but the pairing is still meant to be all three. And it was like this like coming out moment where Sora and Riku have different things to come out as, right?
Oh boy.
They say it at the same time. Sora comes out as trans while Riku comes out as gay, and then like Sora's like, what? And Riku's like, I'm bi. All I can think is that shit's actually kind of funny.
Hey, I like you. Sorry.
Like they said it at the same time, and all I can think is, honestly, that's actually kind of funny.
Hey, I like you. Sorry, I'm gay. I've changed my gender. What the fuck?
No, it was the other one. It's like he comes out. He comes out gay, while at the same time, Sora's like, I'm the completely different gender. He's like, oh, I'm actually bi.
You know,
you see, I think there'd be an issue, but there are such things as characters who their entire sexuality is just some other person.
Yeah.
I have dealt with enough like characters that like their entire like romance life is just straight up this one person. to not accept that as a possibility, but like the other thing I saw was, man, it really is a hard thing to be a Sokai fan on Tumblr, because I saw someone's like bring up that tag along with a bunch of other like canon like straight pairings, right?
Yeah.
Where like the idea is like they aren't together yet, but it's blatantly obvious that they're going to be together either like by the end or like after the story.
Kingdom Hearts Sims still get together.
Some things like Cloud and Tifa, where it's blatantly obvious that like, yeah, no, these two are meant to be love interests. Especially by the end of the story, but like, so someone's like, "What do you call this dynamic?" The amount of fucking hate I saw, where it was like boring and shit like that. Like, then like later on, I saw two different call-out posts where like talking about like how these guys are fucking like not only wrong, but really need to get the fuck out of the internet if their barometer for for calling a pairing boring is if it's the idea that it being straight alone makes it boring.
Yeah.
Like, these guys really did throw hate on someone just because they said that they liked this pairing.
You know
the bag where Rico's food was?
I think I put it on like the chair in the kitchen.
Even though the pairing could basically just be summed up as the canon one.
Mm-hmm. Well, people like to get in shipping wars because they have nothing better to do with their lives, even though they should go seek a therapist, because that's really what they should be doing with their lives.
Yeah, just... You guys realize that it's just not right to do something like this, right?
Yeah.
Like, there was like over 200, like fucking, like, notes on that one, and most of it was just calling them, like, boring or, like, shit like that. Here, let me...
That's a skill issue on their part.
It was, like, one of the top things, so I can easily find it. Where's it? Because I saw this yesterday, by the way.
Yeah.
Like, all this stuff happened yesterday. Like,
I saw Star Wars yesterday as well.
Like, I don't know what to call this specific ship dynamic, but they talk about like how much they like it. One of the parents was even Kyle and Monrilla from Dragon Prince, which they got together like by the third season. It really is just like canon stuff, right?
It's not on any of the chairs. It's right here, Logan.
Oh, well, I didn't know that.
You can literally see it.
I didn't bother to look.
Do you not realize that he was literally looking at us from the entire conversation?
No, I know.
Man, I gotta keep my base in check.
Your base is not important.
Shut up, Willie.
Your base is not important.
Oh, you're
Rico!
Like,
Fun conversation.
the comments are slightly more positive, but like, saying shit like mid and stuff like that. But the tags, it's like,
Oh my.
the main characters no chemistry and shit like that.
Okay, now they're just looking for excuses.
The ship is called when a boy and a girl, when a girl and a boy are both the main characters, and boy doesn't happen too much. Weird and hetero. And people talking about like how they should be bi and stuff like that. Clinically straight. It's like,
calm down. It's just a game. It's just
the fact that this is something that can actually happen, and the fact that I can actually find a call-out post here that wow, the anime characters are really cute and together. I'm a sucker for this type of ship. Let me look at the tag. Someone with the same taste posts about main characters' ships. I love them. And what do you even call this dynamic? Assholes in the tag. Boring. No chemistry. Trash. You guys can actually just eat shit. I love this call-out post because it's accurate. What the fuck is wrong with you guys?
They have no life.
Like, what is the point of going on to a pairing tag just to give hate? Like, I don't care for shit like Sora and Riku, but you don't see anyone. You don't see me going out of my way to like go to that tag to insult people.
Spite.
Just get a fucking life, you people. Let people ship what the fuck they want to ship.
Exactly.
You know, unless it's something really like gross and like just disgusting, I don't see what the issue should be. The issue comes in when it's things like rape or incest and stuff like that. Now, that stuff actually is an issue. But I'm sorry to tell you this, but it's one of the most common things out there in AO3, so that's real fucking weird. And a lot of it, surprisingly, is also those same slash pairings that they try to prop up as so interesting and cool.
Yeah.
Which is weird. And the reason I know this is because I have to filter out a lot of this shit to even find anything that I like. And it's always hard, because the slash stuff outweighs literally any other pairing so fucking much a lot of the time.
Anyways, I was talking about Club Penguin crossovers and we led to this.
You brought up fucking Kingdom Hearts and that led to that.
Anyway, also I want to say, even though that funny was funny, don't change your gender just to different other people. That's weird.
Yeah, no. The joke here is that he essentially Riku essentially came out and then changed his sexuality the second that happened.
I think you meant to say I'm Sora sexual.
Yeah, they really could have just said that, but like I think the idea was that it was also a lead up to the whole like idea that all three of them would be in a relationship. So
polyamory.
Which, let's be honest here, that's basically the only way that Riku would get with Sora. Sorry to say this, guys, but there's way too much evidence for Sora's like most important person being Kairi.
Yeah. Anyways, and then they had the crossover based off the Muppets. Based off whatever.
I'd love for a Muppets World, if only just for it to be like.
I would love that too.
Like just like a small little side. No actual fight or anything like that. Just have it be one of those minigame worlds.
I just want it to be there. It probably will suck, but I don't care. It's the Muppets. If the Muppets don't get into Kingdom Hearts by...
Just have it be, like, actually, this would be, like, the one time where a minigame would work, but have it be so that, like, you show up, and you basically are a special guest on an episode of The Muppet Show.
No, you know what? There's no interactivity. It's all live-action footage, and they made Sora, Donald, and Goofy Muppets for this. and the only interactivity is just button mashing at the right time as a rhythm game.
Yeah, that's literally what I just said.
It's just a full-motion video.
That shit would be hilarious.
If Muppets doesn't come to the series by Kingdom Hearts 6, as I'm assuming they'll do the numbers for the 7th trilogy, not counting spin-offs, I'm snapping all my discs.
Don't do that.
I won't. That would be painful.
That's an overreaction.
I know.
Especially for something that like you came up with on your head, so.
I know.
Which, by the way, those same types of people who do that kind of shit also have a habit of doing that.
I know, but
like
I say that, but seeing like any sort of game just in like any sort of ruin visibly hurts me. So, so I wouldn't do it.
But no, seriously, shipping is, as much of a shipper that I am, shipping is easily like one of the worst things that can happen to a fandom.
Unless shippers somehow manage to deal on peace, which is rare, but it does happen sometimes.
It happens, but only like on fandoms that don't like encourage, that don't end up like attracting that type of fan that I brought up.
Yeah. Anyways,
I think the technical term is Fujo, but at the same time, I'm pretty sure that's an outdated term also. But like, there are like fandoms that I can think of where most people just kind of agree with what happens on the story. But those are really small fandoms that don't really, like, have the fan base to, like, do this kind of weird shit. Like, for instance, anytime I look at K&D stuff, it's almost always the same pairings and stuff like that, which are usually the ones that are like hinted at in the canon. And that makes sense because Candy is like a childhood favorite, but it's also not like a really big show that would attract like that would have this type of fandom culture.
Anyways, I remember for the Muppets party, they had Kermit the Frog as the main little mascot, and they didn't even make him a penguin. They just stuck in Kermit the Frog himself.
But by the way, that's not to say that there isn't like out there pairings. Like there are, like in every fandom there is going to be like crack ships and stuff like that, or even just alternative like slightly popular ships. Like look at the amount of like ships in like Avatar: The Last Airbender. But like at the same time, like it's one of the few cases where I see that the canon stuff outweighs any fan stuff. Because like there are like franchises where the fan stuff outweighs the canon by a long shot. Like even just looking at like not so huge like fandoms like Danny Phantom, and you'll see the fan stuff outweighs the canon stuff by a significant margin.
Yeah.
And that might have something to do with the fact that like the creator is someone that people don't like at this point, Brooke Sherman.
Yeah, I know.
But like at the same time, the amount of stories relating to like the Danny Phantom fandom, where it's quite literally like where like and fanfiction.net, the most popular pairing outside like the canon one is Danny and Ember.
I've never seen Danny Phantom, so I have no idea what you're talking about.
Ember is a villain character who shows up like 2, maybe 3 times. She's easily one of the more popular like villain characters, and it kind of helps in their case that like Butch Hartman before he became like persona non grata, like insinuated on his videos talking about like where the characters would be like 10 years later. That Ember definitely has a crush on him, but like that is a pairing that most of the basis comes off of like backstory stuff that fans basically created on their own, and they have a lot of cohesion too, like a lot.
Yeah.
And on AO3, I'm gonna be honest here. The sheer amount of fanfiction where it's stuff like Ghost King Danny Phantom or Danny being adopted by the Bat family. Yeah.
Moving on.
Yeah, I struggle to ever find any stories that are just straight up Danny Phantom stuff.
Moving on, I will only mention one more crossover they did, because everybody loved this one. It was Frozen. You can tell where this is going. They did Frozen Party. They had a version of the adoptable pets based off Olaf the Snowman. You know.
Did they at the very least tie into that's a joke. I was about to say tie it into the Ice Ninja stuff, but no, that's not.
No, it doesn't. Thankfully. But they did that. Everybody hated the Frozen Party, and they were like, okay, hope this never comes back again. This was 2014. 2015.
It came back.
It came back.
What's the point of bringing it back? You had other movies to advertise
to promote Frozen Fever, the TV special.
Wasn't that just a short?
Yeah, and get this, it was a copy and paste of the first Frozen Party. Thankfully, it only lasted like 2 weeks. That year, they also did Inside Out.
So, how do you feel about the fact that most like South Park YouTubers like generally agree that basically that South Park is having a bit of like a renaissance?
I mean, season 26 was a banger.
Yeah, it's just like seemingly everyone agrees that
season 25 was a banger. Season 24 was a banger.
That the most recent season was easily like one of their best seasons in years.
The past 3 seasons have been bangers.
Yeah.
We still have 2 more Paramount specials to look forward to this year.
More importantly, like the most recent season, like I think everyone agrees that like the weakest episode was the last one, But outside of that, for the most part, like, just about every episode was, like, damn near good.
Yeah. I actually felt the same about the last season. Like, the week that was the last one. But other than that, everything was pretty cool. And then 2016 was the year they started doing parties for like months and months on end because they were too busy working on their successor, Logan Island, which crashed and burned after a year and a half.
Honestly, the fact that it even lasted a year was the actual surprise to me.
So like they did the Zootopia party for like 2 whole months to promote Zootopia. Everyone was a furry, as you can probably imagine. And then they did the Finding Dory party because this is 2016. And they were like, wow, what party are they going to do in the September? Because like this next party lasted 2 whole months. Man, mind you. So they have to keep people interested. So they were like, alright, by popular demand, so many people missed out on these parties and everyone kept asking for them back. We are bringing back the Frozen party for 2 whole months.
Fucking Disney.
Everyone was like, are you sure we asked for that?
Pretty sure most people were asking for something like along the lines of like, I don't know, more
Secret Agent lore.
Or like ninja stuff or anything like that. Literally just any of the stuff that people enjoyed.
Yeah, and then get this. It was a copy and paste of the last 2 parties. Except it was 2 months long this time.
Fucking, I hate the fact that you could get stun locked in this shit.
Luckily the Halloween party was right after, which people really liked.
Wasn't that Halloween one like one of the last good ones?
Yeah, Halloween was always every October. And then Holiday...
No, I say that because like that was like only like 2 years before the death.
Yeah, 2016. And then they did the holiday party, and then they did the January party, which was just a cross promotion for the successor of Logan Island. Saying like, pre-register now to carry a jacket that shows how many years you've played the original Logan before. And then on the last day of the party, like right before, they were like, okay, one day we will announce the February party. And people were like, okay, it's gonna be that party all about the virtual pet Puffles. I can't wait for that party, guys. Club Penguin and Club Penguin Island are going to coexist for a bit. That day, they were like, hey, we're going to close down Club Penguin. Here's one last party. And everyone was like, excuse me?
I mean, to be fair, that last party was easily like one of the better ones.
Yeah.
Especially when everyone found out that they can flip the
Yeah.
iceberg.
They rewarded sheer commitment by letting you flip a fucking iceberg. And get a blue construction hat that gets deleted in 2 months. I did print out a bunch of my Puffle certificates. They're sitting in a binder somewhere. One of each color.
Oof.
I named the pink one Kirby. That's what I remember. I mean, people thought, and I actually thought this as well, that both games would coexist for a short time and then the original Pokemon would shut down eventually, as much as it would pay everyone. But nope, get this. The Club Penguin Island was released the same day, right after Club Penguin original shut down. Well, not right after, like a couple hours before. People think that it's kind of shitty. Which, it was.
Yeah.
And then Club Penguin Island crashed and burned after they got the Frozen crossover in. People were like, where's Marvel? Where's Star Wars? I hope this game stays long enough. I hope this game lives through the 20th Century Fox acquisition so they can incorporate Ice Age into it. Someone.
Spoiler, it did not.
If it had lasted 3 extra months, it would have. And funnily enough, the closing date was December 20th, 2018. Which, if you know the history, that's my birthday. Happy birthday to me.
Happy birthday. Club Penguin Island is fucking dead.
Yeah. And the entire franchise, in fact. But hey, I held a Smash Bros. Tournament that day. Everyone kept complaining about how their asses got kicked by Amiibo.
Was that one of the ones I went to?
Yeah. It was at my house. It was at this house.
Uh,
It was like just a couple weeks after the game came out. And I entered a Bowser and Pac-Man amiibo in there that people kept losing to. Just because, you know. Kevin faced against the Pac-Man amiibo, and whenever I bring it up, he still does not seem to be over it. Because he lost.
I'd say something, but like, I was playing with Ganondorf, so honestly I was going to lose no matter what.
You placed second. I have an image of the results. Found it. This is it.
How the fuck did I place so high?
Good question.
Like, literally every time we ever played, like, Smash nowadays, like, I lose all the time.
Yeah.
I don't play the game often. How the fuck did I get there so high?
Good question.
Especially with Ganondorf.
This was like pre-patch anyone, so. This is like vanilla Ultimate. Before DLC, which is weird to think about. I think the only known DLC fighter outside
Who was the one who beat me?
Tom. That's his name.
Nah, I don't remember him.
I've known that guy since, second grade. First grade, actually. Which is... Some may ask, how do I keep friendship for that long? That's a good question. He likes Street Fighter and Tekken a lot. And, King of Fighters. So when I told him, hey, you know Terry's in Smash Bros? And he was like, wait, what?
Well, so his reaction to that was, wait, what?
Yeah. And they just googled Terry Bogard and he's like, this Terry? And I was like, yeah. I remember my teacher brought an Xbox 360 to middle school. And I brought my copy of Tekken Tag Tournament 2, and I would just play Tekken during lunch hours. So bam, I can say, wow, I have history with the franchise before John to Smash. Come to think of it, is that probably any other? Well, I'll get to that in a bit. Some other stuff I want to mention. I watched this. I was forced to do an endurance test by watching this obscure indie film called Minions: The Rise of Gru.
How'd that go for you?
I thought it was bad at first, and then I noticed it was set in San Francisco, and that immediately brought it up by like 2 points. The movie was surprisingly decent.
So I guess I should start talking about what's been happening in my life.
Well, I got some stuff to mention. And then I'll play what franchise did I play before the Smash game after we talk about everything else. So, in terms of my life, I got a hard drive for my PC, finally. It's 2 terabytes. I've already wasted 500 of them. 500 gigabytes.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
I installed GTA on it. I no longer use a PS4 controller to control it because every time I plugged it in, the PC recognized it as a speaker, and I had to fiddle around otherwise. So instead, I plugged in my Switch Pro controller. So it reads as an Xbox 360 controller, which means I have to press B to progress and A to like go back. It's basically like the Xbox mapping, but
why don't you just use an Xbox controller?
Because it doesn't work. I don't know. I want to get like a wired Xbox controller just for the PC. I have one lying around somewhere. I don't know where it went.
Mostly use the PS5 controller.
But yeah, using the Switch controller on the PC is kind of funny. Because, for those that don't know, there's actually little lights surrounding the home button, and you can actually change how bright the light up Steam.
I love that little light on like the actual PS4. And the PS5, like, yeah, the PS5 also did this, where like that light would change like to red and blue when you were chased by the cops.
Yeah, that's a cool touch. It does change depending on some aspects.
Also, when you get chased by the cops, you'd be able to hear like the cops' like
chatter on the
yeah. That was always cool.
Does that apply to PC if you plug in the PS4 controller?
I wouldn't know. Like I mentioned, I use the PS5 one. Also, I mostly listen to audio through my headphones for that. Mostly because I really don't want my controller giving the fact that I'm awake away.
Sorry, favorite response. So yeah, I played GTA with a Switch controller. It feels kind of weird considering that game's not on the Switch. It works. Sometimes I do fuck up and realize I'm not playing the Switch for a game, and press A to go forward when it goes back.
Yeah.
One day. So, other than that, I have GTA 5 finally reinstalled. Online is only if you're playing by yourself. I don't even remember what I did online. I know my character's wearing a tuxedo, but that's it. Because I thought it would be fun.
Looking.
That stuff. Other than that, another big game I installed on Steam was XCOM 2. Because that game has given me Stockholm Syndrome at this point. I have a very love-hate relationship with it. If you couldn't tell. It's, it ruined my life.
Actually, I'm gonna just straight up wait until you're out of topics.
Yeah, I completely forgot that the PC version of XCOM 2 had an exclusive DLC that never came to consoles called Tactical Latency Pack, which is story focused, based off or set in between the first and second games. And hey, if you do beat, there's like 4 campaigns, each with 7 missions. Each of them, if you beat them, you get some bonus stuff for using your any single player campaign. Like you get to have weapons from the first game pop up, and armor types, customization options, and some new personality types, which I have never seen. So I'm being free out. I also... I did not. I don't remember. That's all I have to say about my Steam gaming. Oh wait, I finished Persona 4 Golden, actually.
Yeah, you did brag about that.
Yeah, I did. I finished it. The game is worse than I remember. Well, okay, don't get me wrong. I like the characters, I like the music. The writing is not the writing. The story is kind of generic because it's murder mysteries that have been done to death. And me knowing the outcome of it kind of works for it.
Yeah.
Adachi is still the funniest person ever made. He is literally the Joker. He was doing his intended Joker rampage, and I just couldn't stop laughing. I know it's meant to be taken seriously, but the internet has ruined everything. And now I can't hear that piano theme without thinking Adachi. I previously mentioned I maxed out every party member except Sanji. I managed to max Sanji, so I maxed out every party member. And I ended with a total of 15 max social lands, which is higher than my initial 6. I don't know. It wasn't a lot. Mari's dungeon triggered my... Not Mari.
Marie. Trust me, that dungeon is easily like one of the worst dungeons out there.
Marie's dungeon triggered my PTSD when I saw the SP got cut in half.
That dungeon's the one that made me truly appreciate Chie for the valuable party member that she is, because she'd been part of my party the entire time.
I hit level 99, and then I beat the final boss on my first try, something I can now brag to Kevin about. Give him the fat middle finger.
I'd say that's a brag, but that's I did the same thing.
And I got to see the funny scene where Adachi cheers you on the final boss. And I'm like, man, this is dumb. And then I saw the epilogue, and seeing Kanji with black hair and glasses is something I will probably never recover from. Yeah. And seeing Marie confess her love over live television is something I would die of secondhand embarrassment if that happened to me.
Would you die of secondhand embarrassment for her, or for the fact that she outright stated it about you?
Yes.
Both.
Yeah. And
I'll say this.
And once I
that's more appreciation than most of the love interests in this franchise. Like the woman actually just straight up said it to literally the entire public on TV.
And then I heard Nanako taking piano lessons, and my first thought, because piano's been ruined for me, was Amori. Because
you thought it was the violin that was ruined for you from Amori.
No, both have been ruined for me. Get it right. Sorry.
Don't worry, Nanako has a better older sibling. One who's constantly absent.
Hey bro, what is this white space that pops up in my dreams?
No, the thing is, if Nanako's gonna have any issues in her life, it's because of her dad.
Yeah.
Let's be honest here. Or the fact that her mom is dead.
Close. I don't want to stop. And then after I finished Persona 4 Golden.
Also, she basically got adopted by the vast majority of the investigation crew. So chances are she does have any support in her. She does have support in her life that she'd never really get to that point.
Yeah, and after I cleared Persona 4 Golden,
and unlike Sunny, whose main character traits from before the incident were that he was a bit of a recluse who kind of just hanged out with his friends, but was really shy and stuff like that. Her entire character trait revolves around the fact that but how optimistic she is in the face of literally just a bunch of stuff that would basically destroy most other people.
And then Sunny became a professional fapper. Alright, I'm a Mori and I fap and play old games all day.
I do remember watching a video recently going over the 4 adaptations of, well, I say 4, but really it's like 3 and 1 original story of Persona anime. And talking about like the successes and the failures of each actually it was 5 technically of each series, right?
Yeah.
Talking about like how the movies for 3 were like they started off kind of like okay, they had a bit of a shaky middle, and the third one was just straight up like garbage because they basically threw away a lot of the character beats to try and focus on the relationship between the main character and Death.
Ah.
You know who I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, that guy. And basically, at the expense of that, ruined basically every single awakening scene. So, you know how like in Persona 4 and 5, like you hang out with your friends, like at the very end, like at the end of the social link, you'll unlock their
Ultimate.
Yeah, their ultimate persona, and especially in the re-releases where they get
Golden Royal.
Yeah.
Like in third tiers.
Yeah. In Persona 3, the way you got ultimates was with like certain party members specifically, because you remember those party members did not have social links because the only party members that did were the female ones.
Yes.
And in fact, because of that, the whole ultimate persona wasn't actually tied in with social links at all. The way that you got them was through story events, where the main character, where those characters basically had like realizations about like their lives and like their feelings and stuff like that. Where they basically gained the conviction to like improve themselves. Things like Akihiko reconciling with the depth of Shinji and stuff like that, right? That stuff was some of the more like emotional and impactful moments of 3, and they cut most of it or shortened it or just like toss them together to try and like make more room for the stuff with the main character that is completely original. So you can see why someone who's a fan of this franchise would actually dislike that movie, right?
Yeah.
Like they basically took the most important moments for these characters, built up throughout all the movies beforehand, and just tossed them aside.
Yeah.
And then the fourth one was the one movie that actually did everything correctly, and like easily the highlight of the entire movie quadrilogy, just the best one. Like it actually, like according to the YouTuber, it actually managed to succeed and not only adapting the final parts of 3, but in fact did it better in his opinion. Persona 4 was basically just him talking about like how this is easily like the best anime that comes out of Persona.
Yeah. Like,
and one of the best video game adaptations. Period. Like. If you don't want to play the game, just watch the fourth anime. And watch it dubbed, too. It's like one of those few animes where the dub is better because the dub is so much fun.
Yeah, people are like, what the fuck? Persona 5 anime sucks. And then the dub happens like, oh my god, Persona 5 anime is so good, guys.
No, he gone on record saying the subs suck, and while the dub is better, the dub's not that much better.
I mean, the dub's a goldmine for out of context moments, so.
Yeah, like the dub doesn't really change the primary issues with the anime, and that is the fact that they did not do this anime correctly. They should have given a second season.
I mean, it's a longer game.
The reason Persona 4 was able to do it well...
Because the dungeons suck.
Well, yeah, but also it's a shorter game in general. Like...
5...
Like, on average, 3 takes about 80 hours to beat, 4 takes about 70, and 5 takes about 100.
Royal takes about 120.
Yeah. Like, in general, like, you could cut out most of the dungeon stuff, and, like, you'd have an easy way to do it, and especially considering how they, like, even at, like, while shortening down the social links, like, the fourth one was, like, still able to, like, do it all really well. 5 had the issue of, like, basically trying to stick way too closely to the game.
I mean...
When I say that, I mean, 3 gave the protag a character, like, and a character arc. Like, his entire shtick is basically, like, the whole trauma from his parents' death has shut him off from the world, and as the movies goes on, he gets closer and closer to these people to the point where he he starts being like an actual human being by the time he dies.
You know, I looked this up.
Four had just an easier time because the subject is so much more adaptable into an anime. There's a reason why JoJo pulled it off because, let's be honest here, Part 4 and Persona 4 are very similar.
5, you have to balance out your average social life with an idiot and the dungeon crawling exploits of some.
Yeah, no, that's the issue. Like the dungeon crawling stuff was much more fleshed out in 5, so they actually did have to adapt quite a bit of it because you kind of want to show off all these set pieces that you made, but also they didn't do anything with the characters. Like. The only character that actually did get like fleshed out scenes was Akechi. Because unlike 3, which had the excuse of being 4 movies where they kind of had to like skip past shit.
Yeah.
The 4 anime when it happened, it went out of its way to like just have these characters like hang out outside of the stuff, like just give them character moments to like flesh these characters out. The 5 anime didn't really do that. And to make matters worse, when they chose the social links that they did do, they decided to do some of the worst ones. Makoto.
Oh yeah.
And then there's the fact that the main character's personality can basically be summed up as being a plank of wood for the sub, and just being too understated in the dub.
I mean, still, hearing him speak full sentences is weird to me.
You say that, but the fact that the blank slates from 3 and 4 were given personalities, and the 4 personality was so good that it became his canon personality in every spin-off media, while the 5th personality for the protag, with arguably the most amount of characters shown in game, was so bland that people can't even figure out if his name from the anime should be the canon name at all.
Well, Atlas
tells you enough.
Atlas says it is because manga names are never canon.
Yeah. That didn't like here. Here's an example. Akami. On all the spin-off games, he has lines. He has like full-on character lines.
Yeah.
He is an actual character in these games at that point. Ren Amamiya, in Strikers,
He picked his dialogue.
he doesn't have a voice. He just straight up, he's still a player character, a blank slate. And short of the dialogue choices, as the YouTuber pointed out, like they're meant to like convey that you're meant to choose certain ones because that's the one that the developers want, like think of his character.
Yeah.
The fact that they didn't just outright have him not have any character dialogue choices implies that they had no actual like confidence in the fact that the character that they gave him was correct.
Well,
the anime basically, like just by incompetence on the writing aspect, made it so the Persona 5 protagonist doesn't have a set personality yet.
Yeah, he'll get it by Persona 5 3, don't worry.
And the fact that they're putting all their attention on like Persona 5 X kind of cements the fact that they really just have no idea what the hell they're meant to be doing with Ren.
X is gonna suck.
Yeah. Like,
give us Persona 5 Arena already. I've been hoping for so long.
There's a reason why Narukami is so beloved as a character, and it's because he's an actual character. He's the one protag that everyone agrees, oh yeah, like, we know what he's like.
Yeah, but Atlas was like, I think we went too far on giving what's essentially a blank slate character that's personality is left determined up to the player a personality.
You know, the same personality that they then went ahead and used as the basis for every single reappearance from him afterwards.
Well, that was after they got done with Persona 4. So they were like, you know what? Let's go for the calmer route. If you want to make Joker a pimp, you can. If you want to make Joker a fucking loser, you can.
But the thing is, Joker, like, in-game, had the most amount of personality out of any protag. We got actual lines from him. we got like all the character dialogue choices implied that he quite literally had a personality that was based off of the idea that he was more of a delinquent than he looked on from his actual appearance, and they basically decided that he's just gonna have the most boring dialogue options in the anime.
Because
Narukami went with literally the most insane options possible, and like half of his dialogue is straight up in-game dialogue.
Huh.
So no, they can't use the excuse of we gave him too much personality. That personality was already in the game.
Well, I don't know. I read this. I looked this up just to see if I was right. The Persona 3 movies were released theatrically in Japan.
Yeah.
Each made less money than the last.
Yeah.
So, like, in equivalent to American dollars, because that's where we live. The first movie made around $2 million box office. The second made around $1.4 million. The third doesn't have its box office receipts listed, and the fourth made like $360,000. And after I finished Persona 4 building, and did my save data with the final period time of 57 hours, I did what any sensible person would do and uninstalled that game.
Well,
I also uninstalled Amori. And then I installed Microsoft Flight Simulator. Which means I had to uninstall more stuff to make room for it, because that game's like 200 gigabytes. Jesus.
That game's 200 gigabytes because they quite literally try to make everything just...
Use Bing maps or whatever. Microsoft Bing. Who uses Microsoft? Oh, well, actually I do. I can't check it. It gives me free rewards points. So yeah. That's all my gaming endeavors for now. I'll be back next week with more Logan talk. How about you? That was supposed to be where you go.
I'm trying to like not die here.
Oh, I also watched Indiana Jones: The Last Crusade.
That's cool.
Pretty good.
Okay, so some things that happened to me over this past week. I finally got a drawing tablet. Finally was able to afford one. I even got it on sale.
Nice.
Like it was a $300 drawing tablet that I managed to get like 25% off on Amazon. Then I got the warranty and like tax. So for a $300 drawing tablet, I'd pay $270. Yeah, not as high, not as low as 25% off, but a $20 tax and a $30 like 3-year warranty, like do that to a fucking thing. But like, I quite literally like at around say 10 or so, like last night. Like I started working on like this assignment. And then I spent literally the rest of, like, most of the... I didn't stop drawing until I was, like, it was, like, already, like, fucking 2 in the morning, like, 2:20 in the morning. So, yeah, as you can easily see, I actually do enjoy drawing on this thing. But, like, that's one major thing that happened to me. Another thing is, work is kind of boring right now, because, the movies that came out recently were not, like, popular.
Evil Dead Rise.
I watched that movie, by the way.
It was supposed to go straight to HBO Max, but Warner Brothers decided to put it into theaters after 2 reasons. 1, positive test ratings. 2, they want to kill HBO Max.
I don't have much of an opinion on that movie, I'm gonna be honest here.
I could not even watch the trailer. Like, the trailer for it played for Cocaine Bear, and I was too, grossed out, I guess, to even witness it, because...
Evil Dead's known for its gore.
Yeah. And, like, I don't mind gore, but this one was a bit too excessive for my taste.
I'd say that you're right on some accounts because I did get grossed out in this one, but like,
I'm also not a fan of horror movies in general.
it was just kind of okay. Not the best, but not the worst.
Has a good 90 something on Rotten Tomatoes, I think.
You know, like the people who enjoy it. The thing is, like, when it comes, like, I kind of spent most of the time acting like it was a bit of a comedy, with the exception of like that bug scene.
Yeah.
The reason I can say that is because I'm gonna be like 100% real with you here. Fucking like the way that the guy who found the Necronomicon did it just kind of like was a clear moment for me of white people.
Awesome.
Do you want to know how I can tell?
No. But tell anyway.
Okay, so he finds it in like a bank vault that like was opened up through a fissure from an earthquake. But like when he goes down there, he finds his like records and then the Necronomicon. This bank vault has so much fucking Jesus imagery everywhere. Like literally on the tomb that he found the Necronomicon, there was like hundreds of fucking crucifixes hanging from the ceiling.
Jeez.
Right above it. And there was this like huge Jesus statue there too. Like it was quite literally like a really big wooden crucifix. And all that tells me is, yeah, this is definitely a white person because like obviously they're white, but
yeah.
If this was like a Mexican family or like that stumbled upon this shit, they would not have. The second they saw all that Jesus imagery, they would have said, "Fuck this! There's a demon in here."
Yeah.
And I know this because quite literally, the vast majority of my family, which I'm like a Mexican American, is superstitious. Even on some level, like where we know perfectly well, like maybe that stuff is not real. Well, we're still not gonna fucking chance it. Anyway, that guy basically got most of his family killed. Also, there was a Bruce Campbell cameo, which I'll talk about this right now.
I heard about that.
Bruce Campbell appeared in the film, not physically, but through audio, as a priest, telling another priest to not fucking read the book. And confirmed later on by the creators that, yeah, that was meant to be a time-displaced Ash Williams. So, this movie also brought up the fact that this is, like, one of 3 Necronomicons, implying that previous reboot from, like, 2013 is still canon, and that all 3 of them are like, meant to take place in one world where there's just 3 Necronomicons roaming around, and,
yeah,
like, Ash is the only one capable of stopping them.
Huh? What are you supposed to be?
Okay.
Surprised? I guess you should be. After all, I look just like you.
In other movie news, Super Mario has officially crossed $1 billion at the box office.
It actually cost $1 billion?
Yeah, just today.
Let me guess. Golden Week?
Japan. Opening week was like... Japan? It's opening weekend for Japan right now.
You're not better.
Masahiro Sakurai watched it and said, it was great. There's special screenings for the movie in Japanese. Playing.
He's so cool.
Unlike
Sonic,
I fear nothing. Are you?
I mean,
coward?
Chris Pratt must feel like he's fucking winning right now.
The darkness inside you.
Not only did he prove everyone wrong in the Mario movie, he then went ahead and proved everyone wrong on Guardians 3.
Yeah, that's coming out this weekend.
Look, everyone was giving him so much shit recently, so they must feel like, proved you wrong, motherfuckers!
Bonus points if he straight up stays out of Mario voice. And then he gets recast in the sequel because of that.
Yeah, Nintendo, not as bad as Disney on any front. They're still a bit of an image-focused company. Like I mentioned, nowhere near as bad as
Why else do you think Nintendo was the only company? Why else do you think Disney was the only company Nintendo was intimidated of to approach? Apart from maybe Square Enix. With their copyright shit. I can't even tell which is which. Never mind, I can't.
The one getting his ass kicked is me.
Yeah, I can tell. So yeah, Mario has officially crossed 1 billion.
Yeah, I definitely think I'm underleveled. Like, I'm only level 27.
I gotta run to the bathroom.
Like, I get the feeling that I should be much higher. So let me look into it. Like, what's the recommended rank level for at the point of the story that I'm in? Oh, fucking.
Alright, I'm back. Alright. Well,
Can't really find it. But I just realized I should probably at the very least be looking at my deck to see what. Speed, retains 1 HP after critical hit. Stops enemies from breaking. Fuzzy enemies guard increase.
okay.
Okay.
Because
I guess all I really need to do is just play smarter for a second.
oh well.
Hey, level up.
Level up.
As I was looking into it, apparently, just in general, leveling up Riku is a fucking pain for everybody.
Hey,
Hey,
fake!
fake!
I thought
I heard you say
you were gonna
you were
wipe
gonna wipe
the floor
with me.
Don't forget,
Don't forget, I'm
still new.
new.
I'll get
I'll
stronger,
get stronger and stronger.
The next
The
time,
next time we fight,
you're finished.
you're finished.
Then let's
Then
fight
let's
now.
fight now.
It's
It's
nice,
nice
having darkness on my side.
Who wrote this?
You are so missing out.
out.
How could you
How
be
could you be
scared of something that can be so thrilling? No.
I mean, I'm absolutely terrified of
So now
cocaine.
the
From what I remember, from what I hear, it's a fucking thrill.
So long, real thing.
Hope you
Hope you don't miss me.
Come back.
Come back!
Well,
No
No way.
I'm not a
I'm
coward.
not a coward.
Man just responded to, I'm not a coward, to basically being told, hey, give in to your addiction.
also, my friend I was coaching Persona 4 on also finished Persona 4 this morning.
Oh, cool.
And he sent me a
So,
tier
is
list.
the real
of
thing.
thoughts.
He's
spineless.
spineless.
In no
In no time
at
at
all,
all, I'll be
than
better
him.
than him.
In the meantime, would you be interested in meeting another who's considered a hero?
You mean
You mean
Sora.
Sora.
I hear
I
he's
hear he's
somewhere in
somewhere
the
in the
castle.
castle.
I love how this implies that Marie, gave Maria her own tier list, her own tier, implying that she's like,
To make good use.
that either he doesn't care for her or anything like that,
No
or he does. But he also put her in between A and B, so
He couldn't pinpoint.
so he quite literally just stated, Maria is one of the better characters, but I have no idea if she belongs with these guys or these guys.
Yeah, that's
Come out,
actually
come
what he
out.
said.
Show
Show yourself,
fake.
fake!
Fake? Oh, no. That's not exactly the right word.
My only complaint with this list,
What are you
What are you
saying?
saying?
Isn't he
Well,
just
Is
a
he just a
copy of
copy
me?
of me?
no, is that Chia should be higher. That's about it. That's about it.
What you
Pretty
should
good.
Try to be. He accepts the darkness.
The Chad, not a copy.
Yeah.
Just like
He-
anyone could.
Obviously, there's a higher tier. Piano keys and
But
testify.
now you're afraid. Perhaps you are the one who is being fake.
Piano keys and
Fake,
testify.
so you pretend to have no fear.
When have I been afraid of the dark?
Inside of the card world, you grapple desperately with the darkness.
Imagine if instead of
Fear.
the sign that plays for normally plays for this team,
Frightens you.
it's like
Be
Be quiet!
Stubborn boy. Then continue your fight if you must. Eventually you will learn. You cannot resist the darkness.
just imagine.
We live in a society. Whenever I hear that theme, I'm like,
Challenge from the inner darkness.
whenever I hear that theme, I'm like, we live in a society. I just think of Adachi just like walking up, saying like, "Yo, I'm about to change the world." Adachi's such a goofball. I was browsing Persona 4 mods because I own the game on Steam, but I don't think it runs on my computer, funnily enough.
Yeah.
After the 64-bit update. And I found one that just replaces the Dachi's textures and just makes him dress like the Joker, complete with makeup. Ugh.
Oh god.
Let's save Wonderland for a bit.
Wonderland, so anyone who's ever had the misfortune of having to play through Riku's story, can tell you. I say misfortune even though it's easily the part of the game I like the most. Wonderland is special.
You've told me about it. Anyway,
Wonderland, if my memory serves me correctly, and probably doesn't, but if I remember correctly, Wonderland is infamous for one major thing.
all cars are 4 or above.
4 below.
4 or below. Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
And if I remember correctly, no zeros.
Also, I have something funny to talk about, so...
Yeah? I'm not moving forward.
I know. Well, we could go back and level up.
If we go back right now, the world would basically be reset.
That's true.
I guess I could go there.
But I have... Because this is something really stupid, and I wanted to bring it up. The UK government proves they don't know anything about games, and decided to give the block on Microsoft's buyout of Activision. Over, get this, Microsoft would have too much control over cloud gaming.
Literally everyone who's ever heard this argument says the exact same thing too. Cloud gaming is so niche that it doesn't fucking even matter.
And Microsoft has said it will appeal. Or, you know, they could just pull out the UK.
Like, as much as I don't care for the consolidation of, like, major corporations, I'm gonna be fucking honest here. The fact that anyone believes Sony on the whole Microsoft and Activision shouldn't fuse is fucking ridiculous. And clearly a sign that Sony's paying off people here.
Sony's only complaint was Call of Duty console exclusivity, and the UK was like, Microsoft's not going to do that, and Sony just called them a bunch of idiots in response.
Yeah.
And said that Call of Duty gamers are the most passionate and knowledgeable people known to man. Which, clearly they're on some crack.
Yeah. Fucking even if the vast majority of the United States military were Call of Duty gamers, that'd still be a fucking joke. Because we all know how incompetent the military can be.
Yeah.
And don't at me on this one. I know for a fact that the military are very important and they're they are a force for good for the United States. That does not change the fact that the military also is known for some of the biggest blunders on the world.
Also,
every single military in the world has almost killed all of us just purely because the only reason they didn't fuck up was one smart person being there.
Well,
look, I respect you guys. That does not change the fact that you can and have fucked up in the past.
Another term.
And you will in the future. Because no human is incapable of error.
And the UK was also like, we don't think Call of Duty will be able to run on the Nintendo Switch because it's too less powerful than Xboxes and PlayStations.
I think Europe forgets the.
This is the UK.
The UK forgets that in general, companies are used to fucking lowering everything for the Switch.
Yeah.
Even Activision has Switch games. They quite literally just are used to knowingly have to downgrade everything for the Nintendo Switch.
Mm-hmm. And then
literally the biggest console on the market right now. It's of course everyone's used to it.
Well, South Africa has also given approval to it, thankfully.
Mm.
And apparently Ukraine has as well, so that's 7 that's given approval.
Okay. So I think we're done here because I refuse to move forward right now.
But there was this one really stupid argument I saw.
Yeah.
That was by the UK, and it was like, Microsoft could lock out... This is stupid because everyone's just kind of giving up in this market. Microsoft could lock out competitors that produce other computer operating systems that aren't Windows. And I was like,
I'm sorry to tell you this, but
I'm like, do you guys use Macs or something?
yeah, like automatically, like Linux and Mac are already on the losing end. They have been for decades. The only reason Mac survives is schools.
Yeah.
That's because they give that shit out like all the time. And Linux is just nowhere near as popular as any other as the other two.
We say as we're reporting on a Mac.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Mac is popular with people who are either schools or people who don't understand how to use PCs.
Yep. And like people like Nvidia and Boosteroid, two cloud gaming services that Microsoft has signed 10-year deals with, are like, the UK's decision is bad. Sony has yet to comment on this.
Sony are trying to figure out what the best response here is. Because they can either say that the UK are correct and try to like continue to block this, or they could say they're not because they really don't want to admit that Microsoft is better than them in any way.
Yeah, in cloud gaming. Microsoft already has a strong position, and a merger could only strengthen that. And even after, like a day after the merger got blocked, Microsoft just signed another 10-year deal with another company, and they are still committed to getting this deal go through. I think one possible solution is that they just don't put Activision games on Game Pass in the UK. And what I really see as a last-ditch scenario is that they just completely pull out of the UK. Which,
I'm sorry, but
would be a dumb move.
what the fuck should I give a shit about? Like, who the fuck uses Battle.net and stuff like that? Like, what is the point of blocking this? Cloud gaming is nowhere near as important as some people like to believe.
Well, this is where the stupidity goes to really play, because they're projecting it based off like future growth of cloud gaming.
Cloud gaming is never going to be that popular. Literally every single person who owns a Nintendo Switch will guarantee you that. Like, cloud gaming is only popular with people who have Xboxes. Because every other console either cannot do it well, or just refuse to upgrade.
And then Sony will try to say, our cloud gaming is best, when it runs at like 2 frames a second.
Cloud gaming is too niche. There are way too many people who love having physical copies, especially because so many people are burnt on cloud gaming and stuff like that. Because it is so easy to fucking pay for something and then have it be removed because a company has a whim.
Yeah.
There is a reason why I tried my hardest to find a copy of Mega Man Battle Network Legacy Collection that wasn't digital. No one who has ever had the misfortune of loving a game and then having it being taken off of the store because of fucking law shenanigans will ever trust cloud gaming.
I mean, look at Stadia. Same shit also applies to like digital only games. It's the end now.
Well, there's a reason why that one company,
Limited Run?
yeah, Limited Run Games has so much sales. It's exclusively because people who love these games want them outside of the digital form because they know that shit can get removed.
Yeah. Like they did that for the Scott Pilgrim re-release because people were
The second the Scott Pilgrim brands like found out that it was happening, like that it was being re-released, and then they heard that Limited Run Games was releasing a physical copy. The vast majority of the people, and especially everyone who could afford it, went for the physical copy because they knew for a fact that they have literally gone through it before.
And then it will be delisted again because of licensing shit, but physical copies will always exist. Or will it be delisted again? Maybe negotiate a longer contract. Last one was 4 years.
Yeah. Look,
It's been 2.
UK, the cloud gaming thing is never going to catch on. It's right there with VR. It'll always be a niche, but it'll never supplant the main stuff. It'll never get rid of Nintendo. It'll never get rid of PC. And chances are it won't get rid of the console wars. I separated Nintendo because, let's be honest here, they're not even playing the game anymore.
Yeah. Okay, are we done with this game now?
I've been done, ever since we finished this level. You decided to, the story.
Yeah, I just wanted to bring that up. Hello.
So, yeah, we can just stop here.
Fuck the British regulators, I guess.
I mean, yeah, but they're British.
That's true. 69 hours.